I used to believe that a harmless excuse could never overturn an entire life. I was sure a single overnight lie would disappear by morning. I told myself I was smart, cautious, in control. I told myself I knew where the edge was and that I would never fall over it. I was wrong in every possible way. My name is Megan. I'm 36 years old, living in a small town in Ohio with the man I thought I would grow old with. My husband, Ryan, and I had been married for nearly a decade. From the outside, we looked like a success story: quiet neighborhood, steady paychecks, shared routines, family holidays marked neatly on the calendar. Nothing flashy, nothing broken. At least, not visibly. Ryan was everything people admire: reliable, honest, solid. He showed up every time. But as the years passed, that steadiness began to feel like silence. Our conversations lost their warmth. We talked about groceries, deadlines, and appointments, not dreams or fears. I told myself this was just how long marriages worked. Still, I felt unseen, like I was slowly fading even while sitting beside him on the couch. That's when Evan appeared in my life. He worked in a different division at my office. We only crossed paths occasionally, but whenever we did, he paused. He asked questions that didn't end with polite smiles. "Are you okay?" he'd say, and then wait for the real answer. At first, I brushed it off. Then I started anticipating those moments. One conversation turned into many. Work chats became coffee breaks. Coffee turned into dinners that lasted too long. Somewhere along the way, I stopped pretending it was innocent. I hadn't touched him, but my heart was already elsewhere. The night everything collapsed, Evan suggested we meet somewhere quiet, away from interruptions. A hotel downtown. I knew exactly what that meant. I knew I should walk away. Instead, I went home and lied without shaking. I told Ryan I was staying overnight with my friend Claire, that she needed me. He didn't question me. He never did. He hugged me, wished me a safe drive, and trusted me completely. That trust was heavier than any accusation. The hotel felt unreal, like stepping into someone else's life. Clean white sheets, dim lamps, no reminders of who I really was. I kept checking my phone, waiting for guilt to turn into panic. Nothing came. The silence was almost worse. By morning, the weight in my chest was unbearable. I left quickly, rehearsing my excuse, convincing myself I could still fix everything. Then I walked into the lobby. Ryan was standing there. He looked exhausted, like someone who hadn't slept or eaten, hands buried in his jacket pockets. For a moment, I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. Then he lifted his head and met my eyes. "Megan," he said softly. My knees nearly gave out. I asked him what he was doing there, though I already knew. He told me he had followed my location, not to confront me, just to confirm what his gut had been screaming all night. I tried to speak, to explain, to say anything that might undo the moment. The words sounded hollow even to me. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't argue. That calm hurt more than anger ever could. "You walked out of a hotel," he said quietly. "You told me you were somewhere else." "There isn't much to misunderstand." I cried. I talked about feeling lonely, about confusion, about not meaning for things to go this far. He listened without interrupting, and that silence broke me. "I waited for you," he said. "I thought maybe you'd come home and tell me the truth." I apologized over and over, promising counseling, honesty, anything he asked for. He looked at me for a long time, then slowly removed his wedding ring and placed it in my hand. "I can't pretend this didn't happen," he said. "And I can't keep being the person who believes while being lied to." Then he walked away. The house felt empty when I returned. His belongings were gone. A short note waited on the counter, saying he was staying with his brother and needed time. Days stretched into weeks. Conversations happened through professionals and long pauses. Eventually, he asked for a separation. Not out of anger, but self-preservation. I ended things with Evan on my own. Not because Ryan demanded it, but because I finally understood the cost of what I had done. When I look back now, I don't remember the room or the excuses. I remember the look on my husband's face in that lobby. Quiet, wounded, resolved. I learned that lies don't always detonate loudly. Sometimes they unravel calmly, right when you think you've gotten away. If this story moved you or made you reflect, please support the channel and help me reach 600 subscribers. Your support truly means everything.